are your priorities this year for the Florida Clerks of Court?
You know, our number one priority each year is to take care of our communities and making sure that the services are out there for them when they're in need, as well as supporting our judicial partners like the attorneys and the courts and prosecutors and so on. So in doing that, specifically, which has been a priority, which I know we've talked about and you understand, is the funding of those court clerks. No clerk of court should be excited when traffic citations are up or civil filings are filed because we know that we might have a revenue source coming in to fund our services. So it's really focusing on a sustainable funding model this year and trying to work with the legislators to make that happen.
So how can Florida bar members work with their clerks to help you achieve those priorities?
Well, first of all, you've already done a lot, Dori, in your role as president. You wrote a letter to the governor supporting us in our need for sustainable funding, so thank you for that. Your partnership has been very valuable to us, and we look forward to that going forward. I would say local bar members could work with the local clerks and their local legislation delegation to really just talk about what is a sustainable funding model, the real need for it, and how clerks are just one little spoke in the wheel of an entire system that needs all of us to be properly funded, all of us ready and available to support our community. So I would say local bar members work with your local clerks and help advocate for getting us a sustainable funding model so that we don't have to worry about what's going on in the community as far as traffic citations or the amount of filings, civil filings that come in to wonder, are we going to be properly budgeted in the upcoming year? So something that's a little bit more reflective of the work that we actually do.
Well, we're behind you 100% on a sustainable source of funding for the clerks, and we'll continue to advocate on your behalf. But before we leave, you might know that mental health and wellness has been a big priority of mine for the last few years. And I was wondering if you have a mental health and wellness tip that you could provide to our members.
You know, I still struggle with balance. I would say trying to strike a balance, whatever that balance is for you, whether you know, it's in your professional life. I know, you as attorneys and us, as court clerks, we get asked a lot professionally, but balancing your professional with your personal life, your mental health, your physical health, and something that my grandmother taught me early on was learning how to triage. And so I highly recommend anybody who is struggling with that, consider the concept of triage. And there's plenty of TED videos and stuff out there about it, but it seems to work for me so far.
And sometimes it's okay to say no. Right?
That's exactly right.
Sometimes it's okay to say no. Well, thanks so much for spending a few minutes with me on the Docket with Dori. I really appreciate your time and all your efforts.
It was a pleasure, Dori. It was great spending time with you again.